everyone, welcome. I am so excited to have Melissa here on my channel as like a guest. I'm so honored because she is a way cool teacher. So, Melissa, do you want to kind of introduce who you are?
Sure. Hello. Thank you for having me. I'm glad to be here. I am Melissa Muir. I am a homeschooling mom of four, online teacher. Kind of started out in the classroom, started as a Spanish teacher actually to kids, and then started having kids every few years and decided to move into the online classroom. And so now I am an online teacher. I teach public speaking and ESL and gifted education classes. So that's kind of where I'm at with my teaching, but I've kind of ventured into helping other teachers scale their businesses, which is something I really love and have gotten to do over the past couple of years. So really excited to jump into that today.
Awesome. And your classes, that's such a wide variety. That's so cool.
It is, but it's something that from experience, I didn't want to just have my eggs in one basket. And so being diversified is really important to me. And I kind of like it professionally. I feel like it's given me like the chance to like work on this, try this, develop this. And so it's been cool to kind of see how that works in terms of, income streams even, which we'll talk about later, but like income streams, being able to develop curriculum in some areas,
Mhm.
also teach higher dollar classes in other areas, and then find things that work with my schedule in other areas. So there's kind of this whole puzzle piece situation that happens that all those different classes kind of satisfy.
Yeah, yep, totally. And totally fits you. It's not like this is what everyone else is doing, so I should do that. It's totally you, and you are making it work for you. And
Exactly.
able to scale that. So I'm so excited to have you because you are like, this is how we scale it. And that is, I think, what a lot of teachers are looking for. How do I take what I love doing and just kind of make it bigger
Yeah.
and make it grow. So I'm so
Yeah.
excited to talk to you about that.
I do too. I think teaching a lot of times gets kind of tagged as like a labor of love, and it is, and there needs to be love there, but it doesn't have to be free labor. And so the idea is that we need to make money, and this is our income. So we need to figure out how to make this work for our families, for ourselves, as we're spending good time on this stuff.
Yep. And I love, and maybe you talk about this, but it's the how do I scale it, but be present at home.
Exactly.
We want to do both. So
Yes.
I'm super excited. Okay, so for teachers wanting to scale and are interested in scaling, what are like the top five, those top best tips that you have for teachers going that route?
Sure. So I would even say like these five go in order. This is a sequence. So you really need to start with number one and then work your way down. So like you just said, the idea is to be present at home. And this is where I started. So knowing who you're serving. We might know this as like our niche or even our ICA, ideal client avatar, which is a weird way of saying, this is the person you're talking to, right? So these decisions, when you're thinking about this, who am I going to serve? Who would I most be able to help? This is going to guide your next income stream decisions. So I like to start with a purpose statement. When I work with other teachers, we always start here. I help who? Is it a person, a type of person, or a group? To do what or to become what so that they can do something. So I help online teachers grow and scale their businesses so that they can be more present at home. As a mom, that's something that I really want to do. And I know that I got into online teaching for that reason, but I needed to make more than what I was making just teaching these kind of one-off classes or teaching back to back to back. I wasn't being present at home if I was a zombie all day. So being able to scale was my jam. And that's something that I really love being able to help other teachers do. So that's number one. Who are you serving? I think the second one would be to then take a look. Yes, we want to scale, but we also want to be normal functioning humans and not overextend ourselves. So we want to find our best income stream. I like to think of this as nourishing, kind of feeding that while also starting to look at other options. So when we look at our income, for some of us, it may just be I teach these classes. These are my one source of income. And that's how I'm making money right now. Fantastic. keep doing that. Figure out a more efficient way to do that. I think a lot of times we kind of get in a routine, a rhythm of being like, I teach these, I plan, keep going. But if there is a way that you can become more efficient in that process, for example, my biggest teaching income stream, I recently figured out a way to get way more efficient at planning those. I plan them in 4-week chunks so that then I've got this mentality. I can save a little bit of time. I get all 4 of those planned, and then I have more time to spend on other things. So kind of do some tweaking. How can you become more efficient? Maybe this means buying some curriculum. I pay for a low cost curriculum that I can use for my ESL classes. I don't have to pay. I don't have to plan for those. I can just use what I already have, and it doesn't cost me an arm and a leg. So that saves me a lot of time. Finding those little things that can help us be more efficient is really important. So that's number 2. So number 1, who are we serving? Number 2, nourish your best income stream. Keep that cash coming in. But then number 3, take inventory of what you're working with. So when you're looking at what you have in front of you, I'm referring to maybe your social media, maybe current tools that you're using. Maybe it's curriculum or a teaching platform or something like that. And then also affiliate marketing opportunities. So let's unpack each of these. When we look at socials, this might be your Instagram account, or maybe you want to create a new account that's not your personal account, that sort of thing, but something that's dedicated to your teaching. Maybe like we both have YouTube channels. We might use our YouTube channel to scale. We might use Facebook. We might consider creating a private Facebook group that we can then, nourish. That's a whole amazing group of humans that are interested in the same things that you are. Facebook is an incredibly weird place, but also an incredibly helpful place because people are already kind of warm to the idea of what you're talking about on there if you're joining a group there. So that's
Yeah,
important.
well, I was gonna say, especially with like groups, if they're wanting to join a group, they're already wanting what you have to offer. So yes,
Exactly.
totally. That's something I'm trying to dive into. Is more
Yeah.
Facebook groups. So I'm glad you brought that one up.
And it doesn't take a lot. I actually have an alarm set on my phone for 4:08 p.m. I don't know why it's 4:08, but that's what comes up every day. Post in Facebook group. And it could be a quick poll. It could be a reminder about something I posted before. It could be a question. It could be, hey, tell me about something you're working on. People love talking about what they're excited about or what they're giving away or what they're selling. And so there's a lot of cool ways that you can really foster community in there and help other people grow. That's the point of all this, is that we're all trying to kind of help each other grow. So socials, what are you willing to start or what are you willing to leverage that you already have? Something important to note on this is that this can kind of feel like a hamster wheel as well. I just have to post every day and it gets exhausting. So something that is really important is to create multi-purpose content. And so when you do start to, find your niche, find your ICA, and you're talking to that person, you're giving them really great tips. Package those tips in 3 or 4 different ways. Maybe you have a blog. Maybe you have a TPT store that you've created a product for that can help that specific problem or that specific issue. Maybe you've got an Instagram post. Maybe you've got a question in your Facebook group. So there's all these different ways that you can touch on the same thing, and you're not constantly having to come up with new ideas. So this doesn't have to be an over the top overextension of our energy. The next one is coming up with kind of current tools that you're using. And I would even say if you're currently just teaching online, your current students are an asset to your business. So here's what I mean by that, by just simply saying, and I did this recently, hey, I have a couple times that are open. Would you mind passing my contact information on to some friends or family members? I got a twin sister and a cousin just from like a simple, message. And so there's things like that sometimes we don't even take into account. We just take for granted that we've already got these amazing assets in our business and they happen to be our students. So that sort of thing. Parents love to talk. Parents love to share what they like. So
Yeah.
that's
And
important.
yep, especially if they have really liked you. I've had a similar situation happen. Sorry, I'm on mute. You can probably hear like someone's mowing their lawn. But uh referrals that way. I didn't necessarily ask for them, but then I had other people show up. Oh, I know that person because they're in my class. I'm like, oh, that's so cool. Like,
Yeah.
I'm another great tip. I'm glad you're, because I didn't even think of that
Yeah.
until someone else showed up because a parent talked about a class. So I'm glad you're bringing that
Exactly.
one up too.
Yeah. And
You're all good.
again, this could be another class that you're opening, which scales in a way. It kind of scales sideways instead of scaling upward, but that's okay. That's okay. It could lead to something else. Maybe this becomes a group class, which is a form of scaling as well. Maybe these two buddies, these real life friends, they can have a 2-on-1 class where you're teaching 2 kids, and that helps your income and decreases the time teaching. So lots of different things we could do there. And then the third idea is affiliate marketing. So I did this, and I am no expert at this by any means, but I like this curriculum that I use. It's called ESL Pals. It doesn't cost a lot of money. It's PDF. It's downloadable. There's just a lot of things that it fits really well with what I need. I was like, hey, I like this. Can I talk about it? Do you guys have like an affiliate program? And they're like, no, we don't. But would you like to be our first? And I was like, yes. There we go, done. Then from there, I kind of added on just by people saying like, hey, would you try this out? Hey, would you like to join our affiliate program? Some just asked, and others would ask if I would try something. And then I would say, hi, do you have an affiliate program? And all of those are just links, and they can live on your link tree or in the descriptions of your videos or of your posts or something like that. But all of those are potential options for income that you didn't really have to do anything for. Sometimes it requires a little bit of effort, but it's a nice thing. It's not a huge part of, it's not a huge income stream percentage wise, but it's there. So I think those are really important too. So let's review. We've got our niche, we've got our ICA, our niche, we've got our best income stream. We're keeping that going. We've got our inventory with what we're working with socials and ways that we can scale. And then looking at new income streams. Did you have something else you were gonna pop in with?
Um, well, I just had a question with affiliate links because I
Yeah.
think that is an awesome stream. But I've had some people like reach out with like, would you want to be an affiliate for this? But it's not something I'm using. And I think, or one of them, so like I use Zoom to teach, but it was another kind of, I don't know if it's a teaching platform, but another platform to use for teaching, but not one I use. So it was interesting, but I'm like, I don't know, because I'm not using it, if that's a good
It's a
affiliate or
great
use
point.
of my time.
Yeah.
That was my question with affiliate links.
I would say take a look at it. And again, if you think it's worthwhile, for example, a great one that I don't use, but I'm an affiliate for is Koala Go. I love that platform. I would use it, but I don't teach littles. I don't teach tiny kids who would really benefit from that platform, but I know people who would. And so I am more than happy to for my teachers that I'm working with and saying, hey, you've got this option, this option, this option, and this option. You got Zoom. Another one is Liveboard. I'm an affiliate for them, and
Hmm.
I use them, and I really like them for what I need. They've got a few different things that I really need for my students. And then Qualigo. These three are good options. Check them out. I actually made a YouTube video about it. Again, I'm multi-purpose content.
Yeah.
I've used all the avenues I've got, and you can take a look at this video that I made about these platforms for teaching. See which one fits for you. And hey, I've got an affiliate link that will get you 20% off or something like that. So I would say, yeah, if you're not using it, definitely make sure it's worthwhile, make sure it's legit. And then, two, if it's helpful for someone else, it
Yes.
could be a worthy thing for you to include in your affiliate links and talk about every once in a while, especially if you're working as you do with teachers who are starting to kind of up their tech game. Maybe they need a better teaching platform that can support some of the tech that they're trying to do or use in their classroom. So could be something to explore. But I see what you mean. We definitely want to have integrity with what we're promoting, and taking the time to do your homework on it is really important.
Yeah, that's awesome. Okay, good point. I didn't even think
Cool.
about the using it to direct other people. Like I've looked at it, I've done the homework, and I know this would work for you. I
Yeah,
like that idea. So
yeah,
something I didn't think of.
yeah. I think it's great. And so when you're thinking about those types of things and you're starting to look at new income streams, sometimes the next step is overwhelming. This is where a lot of people get stuck. They're like, great, I've got this, I've got these things set up, but like, what do I do next? And when? How do I have time? You and I are both
Mhm.
busy moms. A lot of
Mhm.
times it's like, there are not enough hours in the day. I cannot do this. So let's back up a second. When we were talking about like being more efficient with our planning, with our current income streams, I now take Friday evenings off of teaching. I used to teach, it was a very lucrative time, but now I can use it for different things. I could watch a movie with my kids if I want, or I can use it to develop new TPT products, which is kind of the next part of my business that I'm starting to scale. And so, like designating time that maybe you used to use for something else, now I can use this for a new branch of my business. And yeah, I could take a week off
Mhm.
and not do anything, or I could do my TPT stuff during this time. And so
Yep.
it's that flexibility where you're finding little pieces of your time, of your day. And I guess we probably should mention, take an audit of your day. How are you spending your time? Are you scrolling? Are you just messing around watching Netflix or whatever? There's a lot of ways that we can spend our time. And so if you are serious about this, I think it's important to kind of do a time audit and say, where are you spending your time? If you need to designate some time for Netflix, good, do that. But maybe do it on a Saturday, and on Friday, we're going to be focused on business or something like that. So important to say, sometimes we need a little kick in the butt. So
I
when
agree.
when you're starting to scale, you're figuring out the time that you can dedicate to it. This might include creating a freebie. Um, Other people call this an opt-in. This is a way to capture emails. And as you scale, you might not know where you're going. A lot of us are kind of doing this piecemeal and growing this. Guilty. So we're growing as things work. But if you've got people's emails, you can let them know. You can let them know where the road trip is headed as we figure out the itinerary, right? And so when you've got this email list and you're growing this email list with this freebie, you're able to then bring people along with you. And if they're on your email list, they're probably already interested in what you're talking about. So these are, again, we're talking about Facebook groups. This is that warm audience. And I would even say email list participants are even warmer than your Facebook group because they're already invested in you. They like you. They signed up for you. So give them that good freebie, and then bring them on board. As you build that email list, you can then share a little bit more, kind of do this, you know, encouragement, promotion, teaching type moment where you continue to talk about the things that you're selling and that you're working on and offering, but you're also teaching and you're encouraging along the way, which is going to keep people around for longer. So I think that's really important. And then the final one, and now you and I, we connected. And I think when I think about kind of the last few years of my journey on this, connections that I've built in like the teacher sphere have been really valuable. I've learned a lot. I've been inspired to start new things. I've I've been able to make connections that have then grown my own audience, which I didn't really anticipate. I thought it was more of a competition type thing. But now I'm realizing, heck no. This is, the more you collaborate, the more things grow for everybody involved. So I would say don't be afraid to connect, don't be afraid to branch out. Don't be afraid to create kind of a group of like-minded individuals, perhaps in kind of a support group or mastermind type situation, or even an email collaboration or a product collaboration. There's all sorts of examples out there, and that you and I have both participated in as well. So I think those are kind of my top 5 scaling tips. And as people kind of roll through each step, they might get more and more ideas that are perfect for them, because this is a very personal journey, I think.
Yep, I agree. Totally personal.
Yeah.
And I love the collaboration part. Because I used to think this is just me. I need to focus on me. This is my journey. But then when you start to bring in everyone else, like you said, you see new ideas. I'm like, oh, that is so cool. I like how she's doing that. And then your audience is now on new eyes. It is so, so cool. But it's that friendship and like that sense of community. I love the community and just like the friends you make throughout the whole world. It's so
Yeah.
cool
Crazy.
how global this is. I love the global, we can reach anyone and everyone with today's technology. So it's so cool.
Absolutely. It's
Mhm.
crazy. Yeah.
Hey, those were awesome tips. I absolutely love those tips. And if like I encourage you to go follow Melissa, reach out to Melissa for anything on scaling your business because she's the expert in this area.
Thank you.
um, so Melissa, what, so if someone wants to reach out, how can you or what can you help them with? What can you do for teachers
Sure.
who are interested in scaling?
Yeah. So if people want to scale, thumbs up for taking the decision to scale, number one. Number two, figure out what you need. So I offer low cost coaching using something called Slack. So basically unlimited messaging for a month. And I want to keep it low cost because again, we are scaling. We don't have thousands of dollars to throw at this process. So it is kept low cost for a reason. I like to audit people's marketing materials, audit their class covers, give them what they need in a convenient and personalized way. I know I work on things in kind of fits and spurts. And so when I've got a
Mhm.
question, I kind of want an answer right then. And that's what I try to do for my Slack clients. So that's one way. I also create templates and resources for teacherpreneurs and teachers to use in their classes. So these are like activities and extension games and stuff like that, as well as resources and worksheets for the business side of things. So being sure that you're creating kind of a maintenance plan for your tutoring students. There's nothing worse than like getting that weird email from a parent that's like, hey, we are stopping our tutoring classes. And you're like, no, I've done something else. What do you need? So that's where my heart is at in this. I don't want you to get that email. I don't want you to be surprised. I want this to continue on. Again, this is part of scaling, is maintaining that base. So yeah, and then I share a lot on my socials. Melissa is teaching, Instagram and Facebook and YouTube.
Awesome. So for sure, check her out. She is just fantastic. As you can see in this great value, she's just this, I want to say, fountain of knowledge. Ask her anything.
Oh, thanks. Yes, and please do ask. Just shoot me a DM,
Mhm.
and I will hopefully get back to you real quick.
Yep. Hey, anything else you would like to add? You've just
Nothing
shared your
else
heart. I love
except
it.
you're welcome. Yeah, you're welcome to snag my freebie, which is just a workbook, basically taking you through these steps that I shared today, kind of how to scale these 5 steps and giving you the opportunity to write in those answers and get them down on paper so they feel a little more concrete. That's the idea behind that.
Yes, for sure. That's like the biggest thing is to just write it down because we can have all these ideas to scale, they're in our head, but once they're written down, then it's like, okay, I have this plan. Melissa's
Yes,
helped me create this plan. I know who I'm serving, all the way to, okay, now I'm ready to start connecting to build my audience and connect to help me even grow further. So
exactly.
all through the steps. So for sure, check out that freebie. It's going to be awesome. And that link is just down below. Hey,
Well, thank you for
Melissa,
having me.
I have enjoyed your time. Thank you so much for being willing to hop onto my channel for this quick little interview. You
Thank
have
you.
given us so much value, so I appreciate you and everything you do for online teachers everywhere.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Okay, I will see you later.
Bye.